And tell us about mindfulness and how it helps children and adults.
All right, so I'm Nicole and this is Adam. We're co-creators and co-creators of Life in Sacred Yana. We opened our doors here 3 months ago amidst the pandemic. We felt a calling. We are parents of a 5 and a 6-year-old, and we felt the impact firsthand of the effects to our children's lives from this. So, of course, there was no more school, no more sports. There was nothing left for the kids to do. Um, so despite the luxury of social media and our sole connection to everybody in person got cut off, Sacred Yana has decided to provide children with mindfulness classes that help to fill the void, give them something to look forward to, and aid them in handling the emotional toll that the pandemic has done to us and continues to do so. So hence Mindfulness for Kids was created. Children who practice mindfulness become more aware of their present moment. They are without conscious thoughts able to pay attention more attentively in their daily lives and be more aware of their surroundings. These practices calm the mind, aid children in sitting still, and are able to focus for a longer period of time than children who do not follow these practices. Statistics show that children who practice mindfulness handle all emotional situations better, and they can easily find and be accepting of situations and other people, and their ability for self-love evolves, and it turns into healthy behavioral patterns as they grow older and their changes in age and circumstances occur. Mindfulness has been linked to helping children with disabilities from ADHD to autism and many other disorders that affect their full function and their learning and communicative skills. So each Saturday at Sacred Yana, we meet at 10 a.m. and we hold the class for about a half an hour to an hour. It depends on the attentiveness of the kids as they become more accustomed to it. We incorporate activities that focus the mind, such as yoga, learning to be aware of our breathing and our feelings. We talk about their week and go into discussions about how the activities pertain to mindfulness and how we use them in different ways to practice the same. Every week, we always do something different. Sometimes we do yoga, sometimes we make nature journals, we practice our breathing. Every week, I always use it as a way to channel what I feel we need to do, and that's what we work on. We do have 2 new exciting events coming up at Sacred Yana that we want to share with you. But in the interim, if any parents have their kids tuned in today, I would suggest grabbing a coloring book or a plain piece of paper, some crayons, colored pencils, markers, whatever they like to draw with, and we'll give them a little taste of what we do here on the weekends with the kids. First, in line with the pandemic and the changes that the schools have made this year, Sacred Yana has decided to add additional classes for mindfulness for kids during the week. So on Tuesdays and Wednesdays throughout the school year, we'll be taking a group of no more than 5 kids at a time. These classes, though, during the week are only for students who are being homeschooled or virtual schooled, and they are not attending a physical classroom. The same groups will be held together. This is just a way to help negate the issues of COVID. These classes run $20 each. However, if you're paying for the full month in advance with us, each class will be discounted by $5. And then if you have more than one child being enrolled, we offer additional discounts too for that. You must sign up prior to September 8th so we can ensure that we have the same groups of kids together. You can see our Facebook page, Sacred Yana, for any additional details, and we'll be posting those soon. We are looking forward to providing a space for children as an outlet, a creative outlet, so that they have more capacity to tend to their mental health during these times. Secondly, Sacred Yana and Adam, he was great about figuring this out. We've decided to host a trick or treat. We are concerned that trick or treat is not going to be a thing this year. So we're going to do it here at Sacred Yana. There's no cost to attend, and anybody, we're looking for 15 to 20 businesses or even just individuals who are interested in setting up tables here to provide candy and other creative items. I'm not just so much on the sugar there, but we want to make sure that the kids have some really awesome things to take home in their trick-or-treat bags. We intend on having some small food items for sale, a fire, and we're currently working on some small activities and perhaps photo ops to have available for the children as well. We do ask that anybody who attends these events please be respectful of others and their personal space, just as, again, another way to eliminate the COVID issues. If you have a station here with us and decide to set up a table, we do ask that you provide hand sanitizer at your station. It's our goal to just ensure that the children are not fully deprived of all the things we all look forward to each year. Right now we have this event scheduled October 24th, which is a Saturday from about 5 to 7. We'll make any additional changes come closer to the time if we need to. So at this point, hopefully everybody's had an opportunity to grab coloring books, pages, something to draw or color with. First, we want to introduce our friend, the Mindfulness jar. We use this for every single class, and we shake this up. So this jar, Adam's got it, simply has glitter in it, and we shake it up to show the kids what chaos and things that occur during the week for us that maybe make us frazzled, make us feel busy. So as we show the kids this jar, we encourage the kids to stand up, shake their heads, their arms, their legs, and shake the sillies out for the day. We sit the jar down, and as we sit the jar down, all of the glitter settles down to the bottom. At this point, I would instruct you to instruct your kids to take a deep breath in, encourage them to breathe in through their nose to the count of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then breathe out through their mouths to the count of 3 again. So 1, 2, and 3. This would be repeated one more time. So deep breath in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. And exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. This glitter jar is simply a representation to our children of their own emotions on a daily basis. When we're over busy and overstimulated, we are distracted. Our judgment, just like the jar, can be cloudy, and we are out of tune with who we are. If they did all that. So for adults too, children alike, this is often, we call this the pause mode.
Oh no, go ahead, you're doing a good job.
Okay, so now they can go ahead and begin to draw or color whatever they're choosing. As they begin to do this, parents, since I'm not there with them, this is your job, is to teach them to be cognizant of what they're doing. Ask them what color they chose, why they chose that color, the picture that they chose, what representation to them does that picture particularly mean, or if they're drawing, why are they drawing that particular picture? Since they're so young, they're not aware of how to ask themselves these questions. That's where you come in. You know, again, we ask them all of these questions, and as they continue to pick another color or look at or focus on another thing, asking them to be aware of how they feel is the best way to go about that. So you can ask them too. Sometimes we have kids who'll be like, I don't know how I feel. So it's especially in small children, good to cue them and ask them, does it make you feel happy, sad? Does it remind you of something? Is this your favorite character? If it's a favorite character, what does that character instill in them? Do they like that they're superheroes, or they're happy, or they're pretty? It helps to balance a line of communication too between the child and the parent. Simple little tasks like this help them to be attentive and hone in on their feelings. I personally noticed a huge change with my daughter. She's always so busy and missed the simplest things like a cow or a deer standing in the field. Kind of silly given their size, but it just goes to show how easily distracted our children are, especially when they utilize technology. Now she notices everything. When they begin to pay attention to the external things, they're much more apt to pay attention to the internal things. Now, when my daughter says to me, Mom, look at these clouds, this bug, the veins on this leaf, I again encourage the senses of her tuning into her emotions and how seeing these things make her feel. Each moment that these simple things are practiced, not only does it bring awareness, but it also expresses gratitude. I personally can't imagine a better way of living than to live in gratitude. These simplistic things and skills not only aid your children emotionally, but again, it strengthens your bond with them, that they are getting to be heard and they are being listened to, but it also promotes self-love and acceptance of who they are. It becomes a matter of going back to the basics of life where nothing is complicated, nothing is convoluted, and we are not yet preconditioned. All of the practices that we teach utilizes the imagination. For children and adults alike, our imagination is key to everything that we do. We cannot breathe life into anything without using our imagination. Every idea we have goes to show how beautiful our imagination can be. Just as we asked our children to simply color this morning, adults, this is not exempt for you because we're older. Grab an adult coloring book, some colored pencils, crayons, markers. Be cognizant of your own feelings and your own emotions while you do this. Tune in so that you can release to whatever is uncomfortable going on while you're coloring or creating. Do you feel tension? Release it. What does that picture or that particular color represent to you? what you're holding as you color or create. Do you feel tension? Are you gripping down on the pencil? All of those things are keys and triggers to us to make us recognize what it is that we're dealing with emotionally. While for something like coloring may seem childish or irrelevant, but the matter of the fact is it stimulates the creative mind regardless of age. It encourages you to be creative. I personally am a visionary. You get to create and see it instantly. And for children growing up and expanding spiritually, and for adults trying to fine tune or become more spiritually and aware of this process, expands into the law of attraction. There is no process in spirituality that does not slowly lead into other things. You cannot create without imagination. Children are our greatest asset because they teach us that childlike wonder that we as adults have become preconditioned and have forgotten about. Our kids believe that pigs can fly, they can fly, superheroes can fly. And two, if you've ever truly seen a child in dismay due to adult fighting, they will often say something to the effect about everybody getting along or giving each other hugs. Simply, I use this word a lot, but the reality is everything is very simplistic. They do not tune into the rational, conscious mind. They see things innocently and want the world to be a better place for them, and that's our responsibility to provide that. This class, while it's not complicated, it does give them incredible tools to develop this love outwardly and inwardly. We look forward to this class every week with these kids. Our children personally participate. We have seen wonderful groups of kids here. They have built friendships, bonds, understanding of the world around them. And just last week, we practiced bubble breathing. And they each in their own time mastered it. The excitement in their eyes and the instilled belief that they had in themselves for trying and not giving up was absolutely beautiful. I encourage you and your children to come and see us. Take a moment for time out and practice your skills. We are currently getting in some children's books on mindfulness. One of the items we got into Sacred Ayana this week was a meditation CD for the children. And we are also working on currently getting cards in as well for the kids. We have mindfulness cards for children. It's got that glare. I don't know. It's a meditation CD for kids. But we're working on getting some decks in. So I know my daughter always likes to play with my cards, and his son likes to play with his. And they're really just not tailored for them to be able to understand. So a lot of the times the children's cards are associated with animals, what the animal represents. We use them every week here, and the kids really seem to enjoy them. So hopefully we'll get to add that here into the shop very soon. And please come in, grab up a deck for your kids. I'm sure they would love them. And again, we have this class every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We'll continue to make announcements on the children's items that we get in, coming in. And again, we look forward to seeing everybody on October 24th for what we're hoping to be a first annual trick-or-treat event that we get to do every year. We hope that this segment that we did was useful to you and your children, and we hope that you have a blessed weekend. Thanks for making time for us for the kids this morning.